Hey everyone, Jason Brooks here. If you're tuning in today, you're in for one of my favorite Coaching Corner episodes, Setting Up for Success, where we dig into how to build high-performing catering team from day one. We talk about trust, communication, and leadership. Not just managing tasks, but coaching your team to own the mission and deliver consistently great results. This content is actually a perfect lead into something I've been working hard on. My new book, Every Team Needs Coaching, which officially launches this September. So think of today's session as a taste of what's coming. Practical tools to develop your team, build culture, and lead with purpose in this crazy, fast-paced world we call hospitality. Thanks for being part of the CaterLink community and enjoy the replay. This is the foundations of a high-performing catering team stream for the Cater Linked community. And I am your host, Jason E. Brooks. And we are going to talk about setting up for success for the foundations of a high-performing catering team. I think that Gabe and Terry will be joining soon. If you have any questions, put it inside the chat. Of course, this will be recorded live stream. You can check this out anytime you want in the future. If you ever want to reach out for a copy of this deck, you can always reach out to me at jbrooks@jasonebrooks.com, and I will send you a copy of this deck or answer any questions that you may have on this deck. Let me open up this little chat bubble down here. She said, "Yep, you can't hear me. I know, but I can see your words. That is good enough." All right, let's go ahead and get started. I love being punctual, so let's get this puppy started. Now, welcome everyone to the Coaching Corner. Again, I'm Jason E. Brooks, and today we're diving into the foundational elements of creating a high-performing catering team. Whether you're leading a small catering business or managing a large team, the principles that we'll discuss today are crucial for success. So let's get started. Now, I've been in the hospitality industry for over 30 years. I've been helping teams build strong foundations and achieve long-term success. In this session, we're focusing on key leadership principles and coaching techniques that can set your catering team up for success. We'll discuss everything from establishing trust within your team to setting clear expectations, aligning with company goals, and ensuring smooth communication in high pressure catering environments. My goal today is to provide you with actionable strategies that you can implement immediately to elevate your team's performance. One thing though, we're not saving the world in 30 or 40 minutes. We're simply covering high altitude topics to help you view setting up high performance catering teams just a little bit differently. But all of these will give you a great start to some wonderful foundations for you and your team. The foundation of any successful team starts with trust and respect. In the catering world, as you all know, where timing and precision are crucial, it's especially important that every team member feels valued. To build high performing teams, you must establish an environment where your staff not only understands their individual roles, but also feels connected to the bigger picture of your business. When your team trusts each other and respects one another, they're more likely to work more cohesively under pressure, leading to smoother operations during catering events. Let's take a closer look at how you can establish that foundation. But before we dive deeper into building trust and team culture? I'd love to hear from you. Right now, that's you, Christina. What's the one thing you do with your team to build trust early on? Drop your thoughts in that chat. What's the one thing that you do with your team to help build trust early on? Might be in the middle of a catering order right now, too. But all of the listeners, even on the live stream, write down what's the one thing that you do to build trust early on with your team. Put a pin in that, and we're going to come back to it. Now let's explore the key elements. I make sure we touch base often. I think that that's a very strong point. The reason why touching base often is important, especially the one-on-ones, you are spot on. Touching base often helps to build the trust that the people that's on your team, they feel like you know them. Again, the people that's on your team feels like you know them. The more times that we can touch base with our team, the more time we can touch base with our team and build that environment that we're getting to know them professionally, and yes, may sound strange, but personally. That more time we get to know them, that's the more that they now trust that they can help make decisions on that catering battlefield and know that you, Christina, Gabe, Terry, Earl, is not going to judge them because they made a wrong choice but didn't know that individual. Half the time when your teams don't make choices in a clutch situation that one is needed in the moment, they don't make one because they feel like we as their direct supervisor don't know them. But the more that we can touch base and build that trust, the more that they can make that decision towards making that event and that client, that customer, those people eating happy. And like Christina said, if they're new, taking temperature, asking if there are any pain points or any confusion, getting that out the way in the beginning, absolutely. It starts, of course, like she said, with the one-on-ones, and then making sure that we are asking those questions about pain points, seeing how comfortable that they are with our team. Let's get back to the deck. So let's explore the key elements necessary for building a strong team foundation. As leaders, we set the tone for the culture. When you show your team that they are a part of something bigger, they feel more engaged and motivated. This starts with creating a culture that aligns with the company's mission and values. You also need to provide opportunities for open communication and feedback, i.e., the one-on-ones. Let's break these down into components. Setting clear expectations is key to achieving success in any catering operation. It's not enough to assume everyone knows what they're supposed to do. Take that temperature. You must communicate it clearly. Success in catering can be defined in many ways: timeliness, guest satisfaction, food quality. But you must set specific measurable goals for each event. This includes setting performance standards for both front of house and back of house. When each team member understands what is expected, they can perform their roles with confidence and precision. Now, let's talk about aligning your team with the broader company goals. In catering, everything should ultimately tie back to the customer experience. Each role, from chef to server, plays an integral part in ensuring the client is happy and that the event runs smoothly. A good catering business doesn't just provide food, it creates memorable experiences. Aligning your team with these goals helps create a customer first mindset, motivating them to go above and beyond during any event. Communication, we all know this. It's vital in high pressure environments, especially catering, where timing is everything. Miscommunication can cause delays, errors, or even frustration during any event. As a leader, it's your job to set the standard for clear, concise communication before, during, and after all events, ensuring everyone knows what's happening. That's the crucial piece. Let's look at best practices for communication that you can implement to keep things running smoothly. In catering, effective communication can make or break an event. I'm curious, just putting the question out there for you to think about, ponder on, talk, go back, speak to your team about. What communication tools do you use during events to keep everything running smoothly? What communication tools? I know some of us use Slack. Some of us use a group text. Some use email. But if you don't have a specific tool in mind, how does your team know where to go in case of emergency? What is the tool? What is the software? What is that thing that they go to in order to get the final word or to go and ask questions? But be sure everyone on your team knows what that tool is and it's consistent. It may be different from your day-to-day tools. It may be the exact same thing. I would always suggest whatever you use on a regular day-to-day to speak with your team is one tool, but for events, for the catering event is a very specific tool because everyone knows when that chime goes off, when that buzz happens, whenever that tool lights up on their phone, they know exactly what it's for. Things can pause and they can put their full attention to that tool. Let's get back to the deck. Now let's break down specific best practices for event communication. Clear communication needs to be organized and timely. I think that we can all agree with that. Pre-event communication includes providing written schedules, job assignments, and event timeline. And that event timeline is very important. During the event, it's all about quick check-ins and real-time adjustments, and we're all used to that. Post-event communication involves debriefing and gathering feedback to improve for the next time. Now, I know that we can absolutely start giving high fives as soon as things went well. We know that we got there on time, we set up on time, all the utensils were there, the ice didn't melt, hot was hot, cold was cold, everything was perfect. But there are little intricate details during that debriefing that we can also pick up on what we can mimic for the next run. It's not enough for a catering to go well and we start giving high fives like just great job and it ends right there. The question is why? Why did that event go so well? Why was the setup perfect? Why did everything reach the vehicle, get to the venue, get set up? Why was it all perfect? Getting into those details is very important. Similar to when we have turnover. Whenever we have turnover within our catering team, and it tends to be a challenge, we tend to say, well, we need to start doing some exit interviews, speaking to the people that have left, finding out why they left, what was wrong. But a lot of times we should be doing stay interviews. The interviews that's asking our team, why do you still work with this catering team? What makes you wake up and say, I love doing what I'm doing? What is it about the people that you work with or your job role that makes you want to continue to do that? That And my apologies. Christina, I'm glad you stuck in there. Having some technical challenges. We are going to try to make it through the rest of this live stream without any more blue screen crashes. Thank you for being a part of CaterLink. Let's get on with the presentation. Where were we? Here we go. So, doing those check-ins with our team. Doing those check-ins with our team of what went well helps. Guess you still can't hear me now? Yay, yay. Excellent. Even when you look at the definition of orientation, the definition of orientation is where am I at according to where I need to be. Orientation isn't something that's done for the first 2 weeks. Orientation is done every single day in every single event. Why? Because we all have things on our mind. Our team comes to work, they will have car problems, medical issues, problems with their spouse, their significant other, problems with bills. They all need that alignment and that orientation as to what does it take to make this event successful today. So when we look at orientation, let's not just take it within a sense of something that's done for the first 2 weeks. That coaching, that feedback, that one-on-one is needed every single time for every event for us all to be focused on where to go in order to meet success. Let's get back to the slides. So effective orientation doesn't just stop after the first week. It's an ongoing process, and it's a continuous alignment that ensures your team stays on track and keeps performing at a high level. Regular check-ins, coaching, and feedback are all essential to making these expectations grow as they grow within your company. Now, we've covered the key takeaways. I want you to think through, what is it that you can do with your team when you think through setting up for success? What are the things, what are the tools that you have in order to successfully mimic success for every catering order? Strategy doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be something that is difficult. Strategy, though, is just something of a formed approach of the way that you do things in order for it to have the best result each time versus just hoping. So the high performing catering team starts with that trust and that communication, setting those clear expectations every single time. Why? Because we all have baggage. We all have things that are on our mind. Then aligning your team's goals with the company goals. When they understand what their piece is within that puzzle, it goes that much better. And then having that clear and effective tool for communication with your team, whether they're at the event, pre-event, and especially post-event as well. Then finally, onboarding. It's not just the beginning. It's not just the first 2 weeks. Onboarding goes on every single time that you walk into the building to help you get oriented into what you should be doing for your team's success. It is about 26 minutes after we first started, even after all of the technical challenges. I hope you have a more clear picture of how you, in your corner, can coach your catering team to better success and more money within your pocket. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. If you ever have any questions, you can find me at www.jasonebrooks.com. You can always reach out to me on LinkedIn, and especially reach out to me on CaterLink, because this is where we live and where we get together to make catering success happen. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.